Hi, my name's Alexis Vasquez. I have decided to make my speech about childhood cancer and how underfunded it is and how severe it is, how these kids aren't getting the proper care, proper treatment. Families are struggling due to the underfunding that there is. So after this speech, you'll be able to make a donation and help improve that quality of care for the kids and their families. There's about 17,000 kids yearly diagnosed with cancer in the United States, and about 1,800 of those cases result in deaths. In middle and low income countries, only about 20% of the kids survive cancer, compared to the high income countries where the percentage goes up to an 80%. So income has a lot to do with survival rates for these kids. Um, so you may question yourself why there's only 4% of government funding when there's 17,000 kids a year being diagnosed with cancer. So after this speech, you'll be made aware of the lack of funding there is in specifically childhood cancer and what you can do in order to help increase the survival rates amongst these kids who have cancer. I chose this topic specifically because my family has experienced a case of childhood cancer firsthand. And we experienced a lack of financial support and funding when my cousin was diagnosed with leukemia early in her age. There's a huge lack of financial support, and hospitals will not provide medication or treatment until they receive payment. So if your treatment or medication that you're seeking is not covered by your insurance, you're asked to pay for that out of pocket right then and there. And my uncle and aunt actually had health insurance for my cousin, but there are certain treatments or medications that weren't being covered. Some were. And I actually got to experience a situation at the hospital where their insurance was covering a nausea medication that my cousin needed for the chemotherapy that she was taking. But the hospital would not give it to my cousin because they were waiting on approval from the insurance. So in order for my cousin to get it ASAP, my aunt and uncle had to pay for that out of pocket, which was like $200-300. So let's get started on how underly funded this deadly disease is. Childhood research funding is one of the cancers that's least funded by the government. According to the Kate Amato Foundation, childhood cancer research funds are about 195 million out of 5.2 billion that the cancer research budget is, making that only about 4%. A large amount of funding is opposed by the public because childhood cancer is said to be rare compared to the likelihood of an adult being diagnosed. However, research provided by Norton Children's Institute shows that 1 in every 285 children will be diagnosed with cancer. And cancer is also known as the second known cause of death amongst children between ages 1 and 14. So that's pretty significant. Also, according to an article published by the NIC, treating childhood cancer is more expensive than dealing with any other cancers amongst adults. It's reported that childhood cancer treatments can be up to $700 more than adult treatments would be. Not only are the treatments more expensive, but the hospitalization is about $15,000 more for a child than it would be for an adult. So families often have disruptions in their employment due to hospital visits, hospitalizations, treatment visits. So due to high medical costs and low income because of having to take time off work, most of these families are reaching poverty while getting the treatment that their child needs. Although some cases can be detected in early stages, it's still very costly. Childhood cancer can be detected in early stages, Um, Although it is a bit hard because symptoms are very common symptoms that a child would naturally get, like nausea, headaches, fevers, anything like that. Um, but because of this financial struggle, families who deal with cancer are 2.5 times more likely to file for bankruptcy um, than anybody who's not dealing with cancer. There's many efficient ways of contributing towards childhood cancer, some more efficient than others. A very efficient one that I found was donating to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Um, you can make a difference in a family's life by having it be zero cost. So not only does St. Jude cover the treatment, but they also cover costs for travel, food, shelter, anything that they need while they're getting treatment. And 89% of their funds come from raised funds by donors like you and I. There are many different ways of contributing. You can either make a one-time donation on their website, you can mail your donation, you can create a fundraiser, and you can sign up to be a monthly donor, and they'll also send you a St. Jude's t-shirt. So there's also different nonprofits that give families grants and financial help. But when looking into these nonprofits, you need to really do your research and see where the money's going, how they're distributing to the families. Some of them, it's like a grant progress application, so they'll distribute based off on priority status, how bad the family needs it. But your donation could save lives. There's no such thing as a donation being too small. Anything helps in this situation. Your donation could possibly save a child's life, help these families that are struggling. Also, so childhood cancer is known as the second most known cause of death amongst children. However, it's not enough for the government to make a change and give more than 4%. It's up to people like you and I to make a change and help these children and their families in need when combating this deadly disease. By supporting nonprofits like St. Jude's Hospital, you can make a change and possibly save someone's life as well. You can save these children's life by making a donation, helping in any way you can. If you can't financially, do a fundraiser amongst your friends, families, work, anything you can. The power is in your hands to donate and support this cause. There's a lot of different ways, so hop on St. Jude's and save a life. I fully encourage you guys all to do this. Think about saving a child's life. Thank you.